Tune into the Green and Growing program on Eagle Community Television with Holly Dickman, Ellis County Horticulture Agent. Holly will identify common lawn and garden issues and provide up-to-date information weekdays at noon and 9 p.m. on Channel 14. Green and Growing. Brought to you by Eagle Community Television and Riedel's Garden Center, a full-service garden center west of Hayes on Highway 40 next to the Bickles-Schmidt Sports Complex.
Tomatoes are one of the most popular garden plants, and there are certainly lots of different varieties, and they're very easy to grow, and people do enjoy those fresh tomatoes. But there are some problems that can occur while growing tomatoes, and one of those that happens commonly at this time of year are some leaf spot diseases. And these are fungal diseases that actually start a lot of times at the bottom of the plant and work their way up. Now, there are two different ones out there, one Septoria leaf spot and early blight. And they look very similar, but usually you'll notice brown lesions on the leaves, or things just aren't looking quite right. Maybe you're seeing some yellowing brown spots. And like I said, they start at the bottom of the plant a lot of times and work their way up. Usually when those little baby tomatoes are about the size of a black walnut or a walnut, that's when you really start to see this become an issue. A couple of things that you can do to help prevent this from becoming an issue to begin with. One of those is mulching around your tomato plants. These diseases are soil-borne funguses, so they actually will be splashed onto the plant with splashing water. When you put mulch around the plant, that helps reduce that splashing effect of raindrops or watering that you may be doing. So that can help reduce the disease prevalence of this in your garden. The other thing that is very helpful is to cage your tomatoes or get them up off the ground. If you let tomatoes just grow naturally, they'll be very sprawling, maybe falling over on the ground. If you can get them up to where the air can actually move through the leaves, that will help reduce the pressure of this disease as well. The other thing that you can do is to make sure when you are watering, water on the ground and not getting that foliage wet. Less time that those leaves are wet or damp, the less likely that disease will become an issue. So you want to make sure and water on the ground, either just with your garden hose down at the base of the plant, using the soaker hose, or in this situation we have drip line that goes to each tomato plant and waters at the ground level, getting that moisture right to the roots where it needs to be. One of the other common things with this disease is that, something that people don't often think about, I guess, is maybe removing some of those lower suckers off of the tomato plant and getting them off the ground. So if you always have some of these little shoots down at the base of the plant that are either touching the ground or maybe just real close to the ground where soil, if it gets splashed by water, would easily hit those leaves, you can go ahead and remove those and maybe raise the height of that just a little bit, and that'll help reduce some of that disease pressure as well. If you do end up with some of these problems, because even though we do everything right, we can still end up with some disease during the summer months on our tomatoes. There are certainly fungicides out there that you can treat with, and fungicides would have to be applied preventatively. So as soon as you start to see this problem, go ahead and treat. Some of the common fungicides used for early blight and Septoria leaf spot include chlorothalonil, commonly found in a product called Daconil, but there are many other ones out there on the market, so just make sure and look for those tomato leaf spot diseases on the label. If you have questions about diseases in the garden or with any of your landscape or garden plants, contact your local extension office for more information. Reporting for K-State Research and Extension, Eagle TV, I'm Holly Dickman, Ellis County Horticulture Extension Agent.
Tune into the Green and Growing program on Eagle Community Television with Holly Dickman, Ellis County Horticulture Agent. Holly will identify common lawn and garden issues and provide up-to-date information weekdays at noon and 9 p.m. on Channel 14. Green and Growing. Brought to you by Eagle Community Television and Riedel's Garden Center, a full-service garden center west of Hayes on Highway 40 next to the Bickles-Schmidt Sports Complex.